Hi guys, welcome to the 8th video of the Golang CSRF project series. So I wanted to show you something which will be very handy when we work with our auth handler. So I've started my server now, all right. Not for this project, but the project that I've already created, right, for that project. This one obviously I'm building with you, so it's not complete. But for the project that I've already built, I've started that server for that, and now let me show you something. So I'm on localhost 9000, and if I try to use a route like, let's say, logout, it says unauthorized, and in your what do you call it, terminal, in your terminal you see no CSRF token there and unauthorized attempt, JWTs are not valid, right? So if the user is logged in, as in if the user has the right CSRF token, then he can easily, whenever he goes to the restricted route, it's easy, you just get the CSRF token and then you show him this route. But when he doesn't have all those cookies and all of that, he is not registered or logged in or any of that, and if he tries to access restricted logout and delete user routes, then we want something to happen. We want to check all these conditions, right, and say that you don't have a CSRF token, you don't have it's an unauthorized attempt, your JWTs are not valid. So we want all of that to be handled, and that's what we're going to handle in this video. And apart from that, we'll try to also complete our login function in this video itself. Okay, so let's get started. Here in your restricted logout and delete user case, you'll log .println, you'll say in auth restricted section. I'll just remove my headphones. Okay, and now you'll say r.cookie to check. You'll get your auth token cookie, and you'll capture that in a variable called auth cookie, and then you can also have an auth error, and now we'll handle the auth error. So now there will be multiple types of auth errors. So first will be if auth error is equal to http dot error no cookie, which means it's a new cookie error. So you'll say log dot println, you'll say unauthorized attempt no auth cookie, right? Just like the one you just saw here, no auth cookie. Okay, this one is different. I think it says JWT is not valid, but here you would have gotten no auth cookie. Okay, no, we'll show these as well, don't worry. we're working on this also. So you'll say nullify token cookies and $w, r, and you'll return a error status saying http dot status text 401, 401, and you'll return from here. And here you'll say else if auth error is not equal to nil. That means the error is there, so you'll panic. You'll say log.panic, percentage plus v, auth error, and you'll nullify the token cookies and you'll print out the error. To become http dot status text 500, 500, and you'll return. Cool. And you'll also check for refresh token. So you'll say r dot cookie refresh token. And similarly, what you just did here, you'll do the same thing here. You'll capture that in a variable called refresh cookie, and you'll have, instead of auth error, you'll have refresh error. All right. And similarly, just what we did here, we'll do the same thing again. Nothing fancy. We'll say if refresh error is http dot no cookie, that means there's no cookie. We're just going to say log dot println unauthorized attempt, no refresh cookie found. Okay, and then we'll nullify token cookies, and the same stuff, we'll just redirect the user r comma to the login route, telling him to log in Mr. before he access these type of things. And else if there is an error with the refresh error, that means the error is there, not equal to nil, that means you will log.panic, the same thing, you'll log.panic, and you'll panic % +v comma refresh error, and you'll nullify token cookies %wr. Nullify token cookies is a function that's already here, and that's the one that I'm using again and again. It just revokes the tokens. And here you'll say http dot error w comma http dot status text (500, 500), and you return from here. And here we'll also grab the CSRF token. So we'll say grab CSRF token from request, which is already a function here. Grab CSRF token from request. Grab CSR. There shouldn't be any token. Grab CSR from request. That's the function name. And here we'll say request CSRF token. So whatever CSRF token you send in the request, it's going to grab it. It's going to capture it in this variable called request CSRF token, and we're going to print it out. So we'll say log.println request CSRF token. Okay, now let's check the JWTs for the validity. So to do that, we'll call a function called check and refresh function. So we'll say my JWT dot check and refresh tokens auth cookie dot value comma refresh cookie dot value, and we'll send the request CSRF token. So in your myJWT file, you'll have a function called check and refresh tokens, which we have not built till now, but we'll build it right now. And this is the function we call, and we pass our auth cookies value and refresh cookies value. So I'll check those tokens and it'll refresh it for us, provided that CSRF token is correctly passed. And here we'll say auth token string comma refresh token string comma CSRF secret comma error. These are the 4 things that will be returned. And the reason for that is that this function, check and refresh token, is very similar to create new tokens function, right? So create new tokens sends you back auth token, refresh token, and CSRF secret and error. And similarly, check and refresh tokens is also going to do the same thing for you. So it's going to send you all these things. So now if there's an error, let's handle the error. So if error not equal to nil, and let's start checking what type of errors there are. So if error is error is equal to unauthorized, which basically happened in our case. Now our browser has those cookies, so it was using those cookies, you're using the CSRF token here, and that's why it reached here. It wasn't caught here, right? That there's no refresh cookie or auth cookie. We already have refresh and auth cookies, but because our error came out to be unauthorized, that's why we entered this flow. And here what we'll print out to the console is unauthorized attempt JWT is not valid, and then you'll have your http dot error w comma http dot status text 401. Okay, so let's go back here and go to our register route. Here let's register with as Akhil Sharma and password. So I'll register. Okay, now if I try to hit any of these routes, there won't be any issues. But once I log out, and now I try to hit the logout route after I've logged out, it says no auth cookie, right? Earlier we were getting JW is not valid. Now we are getting no auth cookie, because when we log out, it deletes our auth cookies. But earlier I was not logged out, so that's why I was saying that JW is not valid. All right, so that's how the errors are coming here. I hope it's all making a lot more sense now. And you have your return from this function, and here you'll have else log.panic error is not nil, and we'll show you the error. %+v comma error and http dot error w comma http dot status text 500 comma 500 and return from this function. So here, if there are no issues, then it'll just say I have successfully recreated your JWTs. If you had the refresh token which was right and auth token was only expired, then it'll just successfully create JWTs for you. And here you'll say .header .set access control allow origin for the course error, so that you don't get a course error. And here we'll put star. All right, and if it's default, then there's no check necessary, right? And after this we'll say next dot serve http and w comma r. And here a couple of things are remaining. So now what we have to do is we have to set auth and refresh cookies with the new cookies. So we'll pass a w, we'll pass auth token string that we just received here, auth token string, refresh token, all of that we'll pass here to our set auth and refresh token. So here we'll pass auth token string comma refresh token, token string. Why? Because this function set auth and refresh cookies takes these values. All right. So once you've set that, you'll also set your sorry, where is it? Yeah. So once you've set that, you will also set your header with the CSRF token dot set x CSRF token comma CSRF secret that you just received out here from the that you just received here from the check and refresh tokens function. All right. And generally from this function towards the end, you return a handler func which takes in this complete function that you just created, right? This whole function that you just created, that's what you return from this function called auth handler. So this was a big function compared to the others, and now I think in the next video I'll tackle login, because I think even you've been at it for long, so it's quite possible that you may have to fill in the gaps, right? As in with just what we just created, you may have to just go through it again and try and understand what's happening. And I've already shown you that in the demo right now, just in this video itself, as in why we need all this, right? Why we need all these errors and where exactly they're coming. So I'm pretty sure it's not very complex to understand what's happening, but maybe in the code you want to go through it again and see, how all this is happening. So I'll continue in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, and do subscribe to this channel so that you're updated when the next video comes out. And thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode.